What if I told you the biggest heist in history wasn't some Hollywood blockbuster? It wasn't a group of slick, smooth-talking criminals pulling off a well-executed plan. No, it was a heist so audacious, mind-blowing. It was almost like the criminals were playing a game. But the stakes were worth $1. $3 billion. And it happened in one of the most luxurious, most watched cities on Earth, Dubai. In 2004, a robbery took place that would make even the most seasoned thieves sweat. But here's the kicker. This wasn't your typical jewelry heist or bank job. This was a whole new level of sophistication, and it changed everything you thought you knew about heists. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand just how deep the rabbit hole goes and why you've probably never heard of it before. Now, before you go imagining Ocean's 11-style tuxedos and high-stakes poker, let me tell you, this wasn't about glamorous criminals in black suits. No, this was about the perfect storm. Dubai, a city of extreme luxury, the home of insane wealth, and let's be real, where the rich park their private jets. But here's the thing. With wealth comes risk. And if you're in Dubai, you're always looking over your shoulder. You're also sitting duck. Dubai, known for its towering skyscrapers, opulent hotels, and the infamous Burj Khalifa, was more than just a symbol of wealth. In 2004, it was quickly establishing itself as the financial hub of the Middle East, attracting business from all corners of the world. But as much as Dubai is about luxury and status, the city had a hidden flaw. A flaw that, as we would soon learn, would become the key to pulling off the most daring heist in modern history. Enter the unassuming criminals. No, not hardened gangsters, not even high-profile thieves. These were ordinary people blending into Dubai's ultra-wealthy scene. You wouldn't notice them if they sat next to you at a cafe. They weren't wearing black ski masks or trying to act mysterious. No, they were just ordinary. That was their strength. They didn't need flashy criminal tactics. They were going to do something much smarter. Imagine you're living in a city like Dubai. You're surrounded by wealth, luxury, and a constant flow of money. You're at the top of the world, and you know exactly how the system works. You see the cracks in the security, the opportunities in the financial world. And that's exactly what these criminals did. They didn't need to break into a vault or crack a safe. Nope. Their target was much, much simpler. A vault of opportunity. And they found it in plain sight. I know what you're thinking. How could this possibly be true? How could anyone get away with stealing $1? $3 billion without firing a shot, without even breaking into a bank? Well, that's the magic of this heist. They didn't need to. All they needed was access. They found the loophole. It was 2004, and Dubai was becoming the place to be. Business, tourism, luxury. But lurking beneath the glamour was a massive chink in the armor of the financial systems. The perfect opportunity for an inside job, if you will. But before you think these criminals had some insider knowledge or hacking skills, you'd be dead wrong. Their plan? Brilliantly simple. They knew who to target, how to manipulate a few key players, and how to make the entire thing disappear. Think about it. If you wanted to rob a billion-dollar fortune, you wouldn't start by holding up a bank. You wouldn't even need to leave your apartment. All you'd need is a couple of phone calls, a few well-placed connections, and access to a system that most people don't even realize is there. That's how these criminals pulled it off. They knew the game and they knew how to play it. They started by getting into the financial systems through legal channels. But while most people would assume the authorities would catch on right away, that's not what happened. These thieves were experts at blending in. They played the long game, using a little-known loophole in the UAE's financial systems. And as crazy as it sounds, they managed to get their hands on. Wait for it. A whopping $1. $3 billion. With not a single shot fired. Not even a chase scene in sight. They didn't need to go through all the traditional heist steps. The system, the one that everyone assumed was foolproof, it wasn't. These criminals didn't break anything. They simply took advantage of what was already there. But here's where things take a turn. This wasn't some quick heist that was cleaned up by the authorities. No. What makes this case even more shocking is that after all that money was stolen, no one could figure out where it went. The money disappeared. Just vanished. Like it was never even there. Think about that for a moment. We're talking about $1. $3 billion. A fortune so massive that it could change the lives of entire countries. And yet, nobody knows who did it. Nobody knows where the money went. This heist, as massive as it was, somehow slipped through the cracks of Dubai's security, and to this day, no one has been able to piece together what happened. What happened to the masterminds behind the Dubai heist? Did they vanish into thin air? Did they leave a trail of millions in their wake? You might think the law caught up to them. After all, $1. $3 billion isn't pocket change, right? Well, spoiler alert. No one knows. For real. These criminals were never caught. The money was never recovered. And the people responsible? Still walking free, completely off the radar. But don't get too comfortable, because this case isn't as simple as it seems. In fact, there's something even stranger lurking beneath the surface. There are whispers, rumors about who might have been behind the heist. Were they outsiders, or were they already part of Dubai's inner circles? Did someone in the financial system help them? And why hasn't anyone been able to track down the criminals, even after all these years? The authorities have followed lead after lead, but nothing ever seems to stick. Every time they get close, the trail goes cold. Investigators have been chasing shadows for years, and the truth is, this heist might be the perfect crime. What really happened here? Why hasn't anyone cracked this case wide open? And why are we still in the dark about the true masterminds behind the biggest heist you've never heard of? There's still so much to uncover about this heist, and trust me, it's far from over. As more details come to light, the more unbelievable this entire case seems. So, don't think you know the whole story just yet, because there's one more detail that could change everything. But before we dive into that, let me ask you a question. How far would you go for $1? $3 billion. Would you risk it all? Would you play it safe? Or would you find a way to disappear into the shadows, just like these criminals did? Because trust me, when you hear the truth about what really happened, you won't believe it. And that's exactly why you need to stick around. In part 2, we'll dive deeper into the dark corners of this heist, exposing the shocking twists that no one saw coming. We'll reveal the hidden accounts, the mysterious connections, and the bizarre details that the authorities don't want you to know. If you think you have the guts to uncover the darkest secrets of the Dubai heist, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss part 2, where we reveal everything from hidden accounts to the shocking twist that still keeps the authorities scratching their heads. Until then, stay sharp. And never forget, in the world of high-stakes crime, the game is never what it seems.